Internal leadership tussles in the PAC are once again under the spotlight. The party is at the North Gauteng High Court to interdict its expelled former President Narius Moloto from holding the party's National Congress on Saturday. The party says that the legitimate Congress is scheduled to be held in Bloemfontein from the 29th to the 31st of August. Let's get more on the story from our reporter Abongile Dumako in Pretoria. A very good morning to you, Abongile. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Desiree. Yes, of course, we are here at the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria. Again, the PAC is in court to try and interdict, as you have rightfully pointed out in your introduction, former president of the very party, Narius Moloto, from holding that National Elective Conference in Polokwane this coming week. And, well, a lot has been happening, you know, since, in fact, building up to the past national elections, where this very court actually decided to sort of give it back to the very PAC to actually decide who was going to be sort of in the forefront leading up to the last May 8 elections. And of course, they did come to a conclusion that a compromise had to be made in as far as the two factions were concerned, which saw, of course, the PAC winning that one seat in the National Assembly represented by its Deputy President, Mzwane Lenyonso. But to actually help us unpack some of these and many other issues, I'm joined by the Secretary General of the party, Apapoe, with the members of the party as well behind him. Chakazi, good morning and thank you so much for your time. We were here just a couple of days or weeks before the elections in May. A court actually challenged you to actually sit down and work on how you move forward on the party. What happened since then that you are here now to interdict Narius Moloto from holding that national conference in Polokwane?
Good morning and good morning to the viewers at home. You would recall that the PAC obtained a court order to the effect that stopped Comrade Narius Moloto from running the PAC in solitude. And that court order was delivered here on the 12th of July. But subsequent to that, Comrade Narius Moloto decided to ignore that court order to an extent that the organization even expelled him. But they then went further. He is convening a Congress tomorrow, which is an illegal, unconstitutional Congress of the PAC. So here we intend to stop that so that our party remains united.
Basically, it would seem there's still many things that are going on behind the scenes in as far as your administration, you're trying to move forward as the PAC is concerned. Really, what's at stake here? If at all Narius continues with the conference, Narius Moloto continues to hold that conference, irrespective of the court order that you are hoping to actually acquire from here, what happens then? Are you going to have to cancel the one that is supposed to take place next weekend in Bloemfontein?
No, next week the PAC will be holding the National Congress in Bloemfontein, where members will get an opportunity to elect their own leadership in terms of the Constitution, in terms of the previous court orders. What is happening tomorrow is just an illegality, and we intend to stop that. Should Narius Moloto continue to proceed with that, it will be in contempt of court. But however, what is also critical is that for once our organization is united and we are all preparing towards the Congress, and this is intended to frustrate that.
And then to make sure that that frustration doesn't sort of hold water, doesn't gain momentum, then what are you prepared to do? Have you tried, at least, if one can ask, to sit down with Mr. Moloto and say, Mfondini, you know what, you need to really reconsider this?
Numerous times. You'll recall even last year we had the Unity Conference where the elders facilitated a gathering of all members of the PAC. We agreed on the process going forward. We also had a Congress last year. We agreed on the process going forward. We are also, before the election, we agreed that we needed to be united, and we agreed that we needed to have Congress on the 31st of August. But Narius Moloto decided to disregard that in an effort towards making sure that he does as he pleases. He does not respect the PAC constitution. He does not respect the laws of this country. That's why we are here today. But definitely after today, we are confident that the PAC will emerge victorious. We are confident that the PAC will be able to hold one united Congress where all members of the PAC will be able to elect their own leadership. And that Congress is only next week in Bloemfontein.
Let me push the envelope here a bit. Who are the main contenders that you'd like to say take the reins and lead the PAC?
The process is going to be run by independent election authority, because we wanted to make sure that There are no shenanigans, and it's a fair process. So it will only be announced at the Congress. We are not sure even ourselves around the contenders, because it's an independent body that is going to run the Congress. But of course, the structures have indicated as to who they would like to have, but it's not for me to say that.
Apapo Way is the Secretary General of the PAC. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
Desiree, there you have it. Quite a lot of elements in as far as this case is concerned. Of course, this very court, North Gauteng High Court, will make a decision, or maybe one hopes they will actually be able to acquire that interdict where Mr. Narius Moloto will not have to hold this national elective conference that is to take place in Polokwane this weekend, and of course subsequently come next weekend, that very other National Elective Conference of the PAC expected to take place on the 31st of August. We wait and see. Court proceedings are expected to resume at 10 o'clock this morning. He will be here to actually bring you the latest in as far as it unfolds here. Desiree.
The unending saga. Thank you so much, Abongile.